surf, currents, tides, rocks, and sand, an island surrounded by water. These are the elements that make Oahu's beaches majestic, exciting, and dangerous.
What is water? Water is the softest element that you can play with, and it's also the heaviest thing that you can hit with. You know, water is calm, cool, relaxing, serene, you know, the best thing you can enjoy. But it's also fierce, ferocious, intense, and you can die, you know. Also, you have to understand that this is not a swimming pool. You know, the ocean has a lot of life out there. Predators, marine life, you know, corals, hazards.
Oftentimes in Hawaiian waters, conditions can change very dramatically, very, very quickly. And you may come down to the beach in the morning and it looks just fine to go out and just enjoy yourself. And within an hour, the surf can jump up as much as 15 or 20 feet.
Between July 1st, 1994 and June 30th, 1995, there were 1,140 rescues on Oahu's beaches. There were 17 resuscitations and 3 drownings. Are Oahu's beaches safe? Before making a judgment, consider this. Over 17 million people visited Oahu's 19 beaches during this period. On any given day, there were 70 lifeguards on duty. They intervened over 200,000 times, preventing mishap or danger. The Honolulu City and County Water Safety Department is dedicated to public safety on the beaches and in the water. The well-trained, well-educated, and professional water safety officer is the best protection for the public and visiting patrons. Ultimately, every officer seeks to prevent rescues and potential hazards. The modern Water Safety Department has come a long way since the introduction of the Redwood Rescue Surfboard. It has evolved organizationally utilizing modern technology. However, these changes did not occur overnight.
Lifeguard services here began in 1912, but it really grew up out of the Beach Boys system in Waikiki. And the heyday of that system was in the 1920s and the 1930s. And that's when tourism was very small and it was very exclusive here in the Hawaiian Islands. People came in by ship and they had a lot of money to spend.
There have been lifeguards down on Waikiki Beach since before the war. And it was only after the war, or during the war in fact, when all able-bodied males went off to fight the war, that we relied on volunteers to protect the beaches. And after the war, I think that lifeguarding became more formalized. The territorial board of supervisors recognized the fact that the beaches need some protection, especially when we were beginning to attract visitors to the beaches of Waikiki, and appointed, I think, 2 lifeguards to cover Waikiki Beach. Since those times, the lifeguard service has evolved into the early 50s when Bill Smith, former Olympic swimmer, was appointed lifeguard captain.
In the early days, there were only 3 hotels on the beach. One was the Moana Hotel, the Royal Hawaiian, and the Halekulani Hotel. And we didn't have the numbers of tourists that we have today. And so as a result, the Beach Boys did primarily the lifeguarding job.
And the Beach Boys were world famous. They cavorted with actors and actresses. They went back and forth to Hollywood, and they truly managed the beaches that people visited when they came here to enjoy the ocean. And that beach was, of course, Waikiki.
I know a lot of Beach Boys there because in the 40s also they used to surf at Makaha Beach, like Jamakekai and Rabbit and Wale Forsyth and Georgie and many other swim. And that's how I came to be a beach boy at Waikiki. They welcomed me at Waikiki to be part of the Beach Boys.
To me, the most famous beach boy was Chick Daniels. That guy, he could hold Mali Mali the tourists. He was great. And he got along well with the tourists, you know, and the women would go crazy over him. They'd take him all over the place, you know. He could entertain, he could sing, he could dance. But to me, he was the greatest beach boy because he was the beach boy that you think about, you know, where he could really get to the tourists and really show them a good time. But of course, you know, they took credit for him when they were ready to leave the island. But, you know, the beach boy life was a great life.
It's really been tourism that has driven the changes from the Beach Boy system to the current system that we have in place today with the City and County of Honolulu. In the 50s, as our economy matured here in the state, we began to see mass tourism with the first Pan Am Clipper flights and people coming in by airplane instead of ship. And there was a small resurgence with the Beach Boy system, but that tourism influx quickly outgrew the ability of Waikiki to service all of the needs that people had and wanted.
The tourist industry is what helped to influence the build-up for the lifeguard program. And then, of course, as the community moved out to outlying beach areas, then we had to provide the services because they demanded that.
And that necessitated a real need for a system other than the Beach Boys to manage the ocean recreation activities. And that system became what we have today as our water safety division, our lifeguard service for the island.
From the informal structure of the Beach Boys system, the Water Safety Department has evolved into a highly organized group with a ranking system which provides incentives for guards to excel. Today, the department has 78 full-time water safety officers, 1 and 2, with a complement of 90 part-time lifeguards. It has 9 lifeguard lieutenants and 6 lifeguard captains. 4 of the captains are in charge of their respective districts: Honolulu, which includes Waikiki and Ala Moana Beach Park; East Oahu, from Hanauma Bay to Kualoa; the North Shore, from Sunset Beach to Haleiwa; and leeward, from Kaena Point to Nanakuli. In 1995, the Junior Lifeguard Program was reinstated by grants from the Weinberg Foundation and the Mark Fu Foundation. Mark Fu was a champion surfer. He drowned surfing at Half Moon Bay in Northern California. If any lesson can be drawn from this tragedy, it is this: the ocean can be dangerous. Be cautious, be wary, learn how to swim. The ocean can overcome even the best of us. Are Oahu's beaches safe? Yes, they are. As long as you take personal responsibility for your own safety and you heed the lifeguards. The Water Safety Department has a reputation for being one of the finest in the world.
Number one. Why? We deal with some of the most challenging conditions in the world. I mean, Hawaii is known as a big wave mecca, you know, surfing capital of the world. We have, most people come to Hawaii for the beaches. They come to enjoy the ocean, the sailing, the diving, the snorkeling, the beach walking, etc. Our guards deal with anything from a super crowded snorkeling spot such as Hanauma Bay to a jam-packed surfing 20-foot, you know, chaotic environment. And I say they're number one because of they can deal with the varying degrees of activities that we have here in Hawaii.
On Oahu's 19 public beaches, your best protection are the lifeguards on the beach and in the water. The Water Safety Officers on Duty.